Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Lost. And me and Mr. Kira have got a bit of a question. It's a Warcraft-related question. I don't know whether you could tell. You know, you've probably read the title of the video, and then you're looking at what the game is on show on the video. Shut up, Mr. Kira.
Surprisingly well-populated Orgrimmar, in fairness. Look at it, Jesus Christ.
And also, we're on like a really crap server. I think we're on... Is it
Executors?
Is it? Or is it
Executors
Executors or something?
I have no idea how to pronounce it.
Let's go with Executors because well, it'd be funny to be Executors, but whatever. That's the server we're on, and it's not a very populated server. But as you can see, it's kind of populated. And now, obviously, there is a reason for this, Mr. Kirill. And I would imagine the reason is the fact that a massive patch has just dropped, updating the game in all kinds of hilarious ways. I'm not even going to attempt to outline because I don't know. It's been so long since I've played. I mean, if you look at my character, I've got 1 level in Pandaria. I'm like 86, which, yeah, and I don't think I even did that. Yeah, I've also got this thing.
I don't know where you've got that from.
No,
I like your bike though. You're crazy. It looks like an orc vehicle from Warhammer 40k. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it does. I think this is from some sort of like promotional thing they did. It also changes up the gears when you drive around it. It's pretty nice. Anyway, the question at hand, Mr. Kirill. We were going to turn this into a hotfix, but then we decided it isn't really hotfix worthy. Now, in case you don't know what hotfix is, that's our topical gaming debate show with webcams and all kinds of goodness. But yeah, we decided to just sort of keep it a little bit simplistic. And are you playing WoW now? Has the information or the advertising that's been thrown around about this update, this patch, has it been enough to bring you back? Because I think there's a couple of talking points. Like, I think the first one, Mr. Kirioff, is the models. This has to be probably the biggest draw.
Yeah, it looks way better than it did before. Like, ridiculously better. I'm looking at your guy, Mr. Renelin.
What an amazing name.
And just the quality of the textures on the armor, on the face. You know, they've done a lot to it. It looks a lot better than it did before.
Well, I don't think the armor's... No, you're talking shit. The armor's not changed. This is Pandaria armor. The face has changed.
Oh, yeah, it
though.
is, isn't it?
The face, like, to us, this probably looks decent because we've not seen it. But the face, you can see the face is like very high quality. It kind of looks like Shrek.
You know what? It actually does look a bit like Shrek. But something about that. He just needs the ears, don't he? He needs the ears. Just little round circular ears sticking out. Although Shrek didn't have a quality beard, which your guy has. It does look a lot better though. I mean, as you kind of wander around, it doesn't look like an old game so much anymore. I mean, some parts of it do, I don't know. Admittedly, like the characters look way better than they did before. Like they're not like at the height of like graphical fidelity, but it's better than it was. Let's face it. It was looking really dated before. Really, really dated.
Well, I mean, judging off the fact that you've spent about 10 minutes in the fucking barbershop over there, I'd imagine that the character models is a pretty big draw to people. Yeah. And like what you said before with why is it taking Blizzard so long?
I don't understand why it has.
Update this. Well, I think it might have something to do with the fact that they know that it's going to be a big draw to get people back into the game. This guy just cast something on me. Cheers, mate. Can I, like, dance with the guy? Yeah!
There you go, I have a shield.
Loved it. Oh, he's gone. I don't know what happened there. I forgot what I was saying, because whatever. Oh, yeah, no, I think they've realised it would be a big draw. So they're sort of like, well, if we hold this back and bring it out just before the expansion, people are definitely going to come back to look at the character. Because let's face it, your character kind of is who you are in the game. And it becomes personal, doesn't it? I know a lot of the characters look the same. Yeah. But it's still your character, you know. This is still my orc. That's not my orc. Some guy's just standing right in front of my camera. Piss off! What the fuck? What a dick!
Get the shit out of here! Stupid Drake thing.
Yeah. So have you? Go on, Mr. Kirill. Give me straight.
That's the thing. It's like some of these people will they will have had these characters since vanilla, and frankly, they're going to have looked pretty much exactly the same since vanilla. So having something that like makes it feel more recent and more up to date is going to be a massive draw for people who play for that long. And even like, I was not. Now someone's blocking my camera. Now I didn't care about Mr. Pandaria, to be honest. I just wasn't bothered. I'm not too fussed about pandas. I wasn't interested. And the combination of the game now looking, or at least my characters looking, way better than they did before, and the fact that you could skip that content if you want to. When it comes to Warlords of Draenor, it's kind of drawing me in. I didn't think I'd play WoW again, to be honest with you, after Cataclysm, because I was a bit underwhelmed by Cataclysm.
Has it though? Hang on. No, hang on. Has it? Because let's just talk about this. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I have a WoW subscription because I'm working on a video which I intend to throw out maybe a week or so before the launch of the next expansion. But as a result of that, I was like, Kiri, here you go. I have a subscription. I want some feedback. That's why you've got a WoW subscription. Would you have had a WoW subscription if I didn't turn up and go, here's a WoW subscription? It's needed for the channel, based off what you've been seeing going on. Because this is the question I want to ask people. Because my point of view is totally fucking skewed. Because I'm making a video on it. So for me, you could really go down to it and say, well, I'm just doing it for money, which yeah, I am. You know what I mean? It's like, well, there you go. But would you do it for entertainment?
I think honestly, I would be really tempted to. Like, I have thought about it. It wasn't a case of like you said, here's a subscription. I want you to play it for a bit and see what you think. And I kind of went, oh well, I suppose I will do that. I had been thinking about it because I really like the idea of the reset. I like the fact that all of the expansions are just going to be part of base WoW.
Oh yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah. They're all free now, aren't they? You just buy WoW, well then you get everything up to the latest expansion. Yeah.
I mean, I really like that, and I have to admit, much though WoW's quests don't really change, it's still the first MMO the first proper populated MMO I ever played, and I do occasionally see stuff about it and think that although it looks like it's changed a lot since I played it, it still looks interesting and it still looks like something I'd enjoy. And I really like the idea of what they're doing with Warlords of Draenor, and I like the fact that the game looks kind of a bit more up to date now.
So,
and
the last time you played it,
so
was that the last time I played it? So Cataclysm, before we started Unit Lost, we're talking like 2010, I think this was. I can remember having my car repaired, but also for some reason I had a copy of Cataclysm at that time. I think I went into town and bought it, and I was waiting for my car to get fixed, and may have give you a copy. I can't remember, but something happened. I remember playing through Cataclysm. I remember getting to the max level, then I remember not touching it at all. It was just like, well, that's it. I'm not playing the game anymore. Now, I've got Mists of Pandaria. My account was given out to somebody else who I'm not going to name, who did play it for a little bit. I can remember little bits of Pandaria, but as you can see, this character's like 86. I've not really played it. So, I haven't played the game for years and years. Pandaria, the expansion itself, to me, just looked totally garbage. Do you know what I think that looked like? I know there's probably going to be people out there who are going to be like, well, Star, no, it was a good expansion. Yada, yada. I don't know. I just don't have the information on it. But to me, it looked like Blizzard were desperately trying to crack the Asian MMO market with, oh, we've made an expansion that's based around your lore, effectively, so, yeah, come and play our game. That's what it felt like to me. And it felt a bit contrived as well, because it's like, what the hell? Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the panda guy, wasn't he just like a bit part character in Warcraft 3? So why the hell is there a fucking expansion around these people? It's like, what?
it didn't sit right with me. It just didn't feel like something I wanted to be a part of, essentially. And then the problem I had was that I really enjoyed Wrath, and Wrath was like, that was the Lich King. That was the big baddie, wasn't he? He was like, he was the one that basically the story basically focuses around, and then, well, he's gone, and then suddenly it's, oh, by the way, there's this guy who's even worse, and he's totally fucked the world. We better go and kill him. It felt very tacked on, like, oh god, we need something better than the Lich King. And I mean, Cataclysm wasn't. I guess it wasn't bad. It just didn't like draw me in as much as Wrath did. And then Mr. Pandaria afterwards was like, well, I didn't particularly find Cataclysm that engaging, and now it's got pandas everywhere. I don't really want to know. But with the direction they've taken it for Warlords of Draenor, and the fact that they're doing a lot to try and draw people in, it's really kind of making me think that it could be worth a go again. Because you're getting a level 90, you're getting all of the
that's
stuff
an interesting
up
thing
until
actually
that
to
game.
talk about. Yeah, the level 90 is an interesting thing, because there was a time where that would have just been the worst to me. A cardinal sin to give somebody a max level character. Well, not a max level character, but a character capable of, getting on with what you could maybe say is end game to some degree. That is the worst. It's like, hang on a minute, you're supposed to earn your stripes in an MMO, not just fucking get it given to you. But times change, and now do I really want to go and I don't want to play Pandaria. This sounds really weird. I don't want to... This character here, I do not want to play it through Pandaria to get to Warlords of Draenor, yet I do want to see what Warlords of Draenor is like, and I think Blizzard know that. They know their last expansion was a bit crap. They know that this expansion is going to pull on the heartstrings, the nostalgia strings of the people who played the Warcraft games of old, because that's what it's all about. And it's like, well, shit, this looks really good. I want to get back into it. How can I do that? I haven't played the game for years. And again, I think they know this. There's a lot of people out there who haven't played the game for like 4 years in any kind of capacity, beyond just logging in every now and again and not really doing anything. So I think it's clever. And like you just said, yeah, it does make me think now, well, okay, the expansion is around the corner. There's like a month to go before the expansion drops. So in that time, I could level up an alt. Because if I get the expansion, I can just give myself a level 90 warrior and get on with it. It doesn't matter where I get the ult to. I can just play it casually. See, because you know what? I have not played the Alliance leveling game at all in World of Warcraft. I think I got... Well, okay, that's a lie. I got like a Dwarf Hunter to about level 19 and like a Human Paladin to about level 19 or 20 or something. But that's it. I've never really done it in any capacity. The Horde one, well, I've got a level 80 Paladin, Stylosa. That was my main, basically. And I got this guy who's been played every now and again. I did have another WoW account back in the day. You remember when we had like... We did that recruit a friend thing, didn't we? Yeah, that had a warrior on it, and I think it had a mage on it as well. It might have had a warlock as well, but all of it was horde. So
yeah,
I'm not on the alliance thing. But like, I don't want to. It's that thing, isn't it? With shiny new content lands, it's like I want to get out there and I want to play that content now. I don't want to piss around. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, Mr. Kirioff, do you think? Well, do you think this is? Do you think this is like a deeper? No, I don't want to join Oompa Loompa Factory Guild. No, you know what? Fuck it, I will. I've joined your guild. Hello, Oompa Loompa people. You raised an interesting point, actually, about population. This is not a populated server, as we said at the start of this little video we're making. But there's a lot of people around. Obviously, they're around because of the patch that's just hit and all the rest of that stuff. Yeah. But I played... Star Wars: The Old Republic in the week, but only for about 2 hours or so. I didn't really see anybody. I've seen a few people running about, but it felt like a ghost town. It's because a lot of it is like instanced and stuff. Whereas in WoW, yeah, I know there's a lot of instancing going on, but it still does. This does feel like a living world to some degree.
It really does.
I mean, there's people in front of me now just having a chat. And the Torah model looks pretty fucking good. Oh my god. Anyway, Mr. Curie.
It does actually. And also, the thing is as well, if you, I've been looking at the kind of not reading the chat, but noticing what's been going on. There are a lot of people who are like clearly logging into their characters for the first time in a long time. Like I just saw a warrior asking people, basically, what has happened to the talent trees just now. Like asking what's happened to it. Where's it gone? You know, how is it working? I've lost this ability. What's going on? And there are people going, oh no, well this changed and that changed. It's obviously drawing people back. Like the prospect of essentially resetting the game, having the ability to get straight to level 90, so those people who wanted to skip Cataclysm or skip Mr. Pandaria or both or whatever, they're obviously thinking to themselves, well, this could be like playing WoW for the first time again, but with the character that I've had for years. Yeah. I think that's a really good idea because I would not play the game again. Honestly, I wouldn't bother. I would, after this sub had run out, I just wouldn't touch it again because, you know, I'd have to level a character and I'd have to go through Mr. Pandaria and I don't want to do that. But the fact is that I can take any of the 3 characters that I've got experience with. I mean, I've got a paladin here, I've got a shaman and I've got a priest. I could take any of those, level them straight to 90 and get right into new content, and that's what I want to see. You know, I'm not interested in the old stuff. I've seen the old stuff one way or another. And honestly, it is drawing me in. I can quite easily see myself playing WoW again. Now, it's not going to be like hardcore. I'm not going to be joining guilds and going on raids and stuff, but I can see myself doing the quests. I can see myself leveling. I can see myself messing about in the dungeons quite easily.
Do you think though? Do you think we're do you think this is a thing? Okay, where if you get an urge to play an MMO, okay, so this could extend to any MMO that you've played before in the past. So you've obviously got the nostalgia thing. You've played it before. It was great. Do you think like you could turn up? You want to play the game, but you actually want to play the game more than you want to play the game. So in your head, it's like, well, this is great. I really want to get into this, but you drop your sub. You get that bit of an initial rush, like, oh yeah, these are my characters. Obviously now with WoW, your characters look different, the game is totally different, and all the rest. I mean, I was just looking at my talent tree, and apparently some talents have been assigned, but I have got no fucking idea what's going on there. That's not what I remember. You clicked and you spent points, not whatever that is. But whatever. Do you think, like, after 2 hours, then you're going to be like, well, okay, I don't really want to play this anymore, because it's just a case of you're running around, you just, you know, trying to get loot or whatever, and you're leveling up. And do you reckon that would happen? I mean, I'm not too sure.
I don't know because that's something you're expecting to happen, ain't it? It's like, it's not like that would be a surprise, because you wouldn't go in and be thinking,
you know what?
Oh,
I'm gonna rip my own argument apart here. I think the problem with that argument is that's fine if there's been no update to the game, but in this case, there's been quite a big update, so a lot of things are new. So it's like, yeah, it kind of doesn't really apply.
Yeah, I don't think you get that, because I think as well, part of it is the fact that it's WoW, ain't it? It's like, it's, for a lot of people, it's the biggest MMO they've ever played. It's the one they've got the most experience in, or it's like their first ever MMO. You kind of get into almost like a familiar routine with it. I mean, hell, when we've been messing about just leveling a couple of characters, it's very easy to fall into the groove again, isn't it? Of doing the quests and going from place to place, and essentially settling into the grind, which is what it is. But it's still enjoyable. Like, I might have done it before, maybe not with that character or in that area, but I've done it before. But it's still, it's almost like comfortable, and I don't see that as being a problem. I think I can see that as actually almost in a way being a positive in some ways, because it's like, it's the old familiar stuff, but it's in a new, almost like a new environment, a new way of playing.
Yeah, it's interesting. For a very, I think a lot of people have had this. They've had the MMO hole in their life kind of filled, and then it's been done and it's gone, and it's like, well, I don't need this anymore. You may dip into other MMOs, Guild Wars 2, you know, Star Wars: The Old Republic, etc., 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 WildStar even. But WoW is something which is a little bit special for most people. In a lot of cases, it's their first MMO, and they've done it. They've done it to death. A new expansion comes out, and it does draw people back. Even if it's a crap expansion, people will still come back to see what's gone on. It does seem to me, though, like what they are really trying very hard with this expansion, and I think it's working, is to draw back the people who they lost with Cataclysm and Mists of Pandaria. And those people are me and you. And I would be a fucking liar if I said, I don't want to play this game. I do want to play this game. I played, like you said, I've been pissing around for the last couple of days. Like I said in the Are You Too Old for Games video I made recently, I've got like a level 20 Warlock, I think it is, or something. I was leveling up. Now, the reason I've been doing that is because it's part of a video, but it was just to kind of get me back into the swing of things with WoW, because it had been so long. But you know, I was playing the game. Now, this is kind of interesting. Now, bearing in mind, there was no new content at that time. This content has only dropped today for the EU, and I think it dropped yesterday for the US. I was watching Netflix while I was playing the game. So what does that say? Like, it's almost like I was just going through the motions.
Going on autopilot, yeah.
Yeah, but I was still kind of like just enjoying it, and there were little things that were making me smile and whatever. It kind of was like a trip down memory lane sort of thing. But obviously now everything's different. And with me, my WoW experience has always been, I've never really been at the end game. I've never been at the end game. I've never been in a raid guild. I've never done any kind of raiding in WoW beyond, I did Karazhan, I think. 10-man Karazhan, whenever that was. I think that was like the Outland expansion. Ages ago.
Yeah, because I did that with my rogue.
Yeah, because I remember the thing with me was like with EverQuest 2, I'd done the WoW, the raiding thing, and I didn't want to do it again because I know how much time it would take up, and I was like, I just wanted to play it casual. But like, still for me, I'd still like to see what WoW endgame is like. I like to tank. I'd like to go and tank the latest instances, you know, and stuff like that. I still want to see that, and I can still progress my character. So I don't know. For me, this does sound a little bit dodgy, but I kind of do want to check it out.
I think it's almost one of those things where the only worry I've got is that actually, if it is good, it's very easy to get sucked in, like very easy.
Why would that be a worry?
To me,
though?
that's like,
why is that a worry though? Why is that a worry?
But that could kind of just lead to a bit of disappointment though, because I'm not going to have the time to be able to do you know,
Yep.
a load of
Hang on.
instances and stuff. But on the other hand, it's like that's not really a problem. That's not exactly an issue. If your biggest worry is that when you start playing a game you ain't played for ages, it's changed so much and things are so different, and the new content is engaging enough that you don't have time to play it all. That's, you know, that's not a bad thing. And I'm almost looking forward to the fact that I know how it's going to go in a way. Like, I know what the quest is going to be, like the framework of the quest. I know there's going to be travelling from hub to hub, you know, exploring the story by going from one place to another, meeting different people and them telling you to go off and do different things. It's going to be a very familiar feeling, but at the same time, it's going to be all new. I won't have seen it before. And as we've said quite a few times, I'm not going to have to mess about to get to that point. I can just do it. But that's the biggest draw for me. That is hands down the biggest, like, compelling reason to try WoW again, is the fact that I do not have to faff around leveling another character. I don't have to go through Miss Pandaria. I can just get straight into the stuff that I want to play, which will be the new content.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing for me by far.
You know, it is interesting because a lot of the time, I mean, when we were playing WoW, I mean, Jesus Christ, what responsibilities did we have at the time? Practically fuck all. It was just like, well, yeah, I can sit down for 5 hours and play a game, and that's great. And I can just do it again and again, and it's fine. You know, I mean, for me, I was doing it with other quests more so than WoW. But even so, we did play WoW for quite, you know, it'd be like, let's just play it all Saturday and shit like that. Those days are gone. You can't do that anymore because you've got jobs, you've got everything else you need to take care of. And I think they know that, and I think that's why a lot of these changes do come in, where we could go in an instant. I mean, I know the Dungeon Finder's been around, but it's a real example I've got any kind of experience with using. And let me just bring it up. Here it is, Group Finder. So, like, I could just go into this and click join as a party, and it's going to put us in. And then we're going to find a group. And it's not going to be long, is it? Because it's WoW. There's loads of people playing it. So we can get into it. We could do it. Instances probably don't take that long to do, maybe 30 minutes or so. We could do a few. If we're lucky, we might get a bit of equipment or something. And we've kind of had like an hour or 2 hour play session there, and that's fine. We're not having to go through this massive build-up. And I think that is down to people getting older. And I think, obviously, they know that. I mean, you think of this now. If you started playing WoW when you were 17, you're 27 now. That's a long time. Really, you know, a lot of stuff changes in that time. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this up because we've been going on for a bit, and I said I didn't want it to be a hot fix, but it is a hot fix just without the webcams. So the question is, World of Warcraft, do you have a sub now? Have Blizzard done enough to bring you back? What are your personal circumstances that kind of impact on if you're going to play WoW or not? So, like we just explained, like, you know, we don't have that much time, but the game kind of realizes that. Apologies. Do you have? Maybe they haven't done enough. Maybe you're just not interested in this patch. You just want to check out the next expansion. Maybe you've had it with WoW and that's the end of it. You're not coming back. I want to know, ladies and gentlemen. I want to know. Have you got any final comments, Mr. Kirioff, you'd like to throw out there?
You've got to comment. You've got to leave a comment below. We always read them for hotfix type stuff. We will definitely read them for this. Do it. Go forth. Comment.
But that was a bit of a cheap get out. I was asking him if he's got any fucking questions for you, ladies and gentlemen. He's like, just comment. Fuck you, man.
No, you've covered it, son. You've covered it.
Bastard.
You've covered it.
Covered it in shit, more like. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. I'm going to probably... I don't know what I'm going to do. This character, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've got like 4 abilities on my hotbar. 2 of them are
tell me about it.
I don't know what's going on. So this guy's got a massive scorpion. Whatever. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you next time. Toodaloo.